going on, everybody? That one dude is in the house, and we are back with another episode of Hot Stories and Cold Ones. And today, I had to get another one of my boys from the olden days back on here for the first time. My guy Jimbo, everybody, what's going on, Jimbo? Bro, how you doing? How's life, man?
Doing good, doing good. Just kind of hanging out and then just do my own thing. I mean, it's winter, so there's really not much going on, but yeah.
Yeah, yep. Your bills are still in, your bills are still in it. They're going, they're cooking, they're
Oh
doing what they
yeah.
gotta do, and everything. We
Oh
love
yeah.
to see that ish. You know what I'm saying? That's good. That's good. That's good. Well, listen, I want to take a different turn for this episode. Something that was kind of funny. Something that I feel like I've seen in other places, and I wanted to kind of bring that energy to hot stories and cold ones. So, right, we're gonna start off with, am I the asshole? Alrighty. So, Jimbo, what we got here today from Reddit? Am I the asshole for telling my friend that I've accidentally been sleeping with her fiance? Okay. So, let me explain. The story goes, oh boy, that's a hell of a title, I'm aware. I don't really know how to start this, so I'll just get into it. I'll preface this by saying that I am 22 male. I'm assuming 22M means male. Very, very gay. Maybe one more very, I don't know. Um, I was in high school when I met this friend, and she was the cool other kid, the cool older kid. My guys, listen, my reading level is like eighth grade. Older kid, the year above me, for all intents and purposes, we'll call her Sienna. Couldn't have been a more complicated name. Now, after high school, I went to an out of state college while Sienna went to the local uni. I'm assuming university. We kind of lost touch other than the obligatory. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, obligatory.
Obligatory. Thank you. Happy birthday and Merry Christmas text. So you can imagine my surprise when I got a text from my mom a few months ago saying that a wedding invitation from Sienna had gotten delivered to my parents' house. Sure enough, a quick text to the lucky lady confirmed that she was getting married. Her longtime partner, Marcus, 25, had finally proposed a summer wedding right in my hometown. Right then, I land. No, I and some of our friends. There we go. Some of our friends would be back in town from school. I was invited to one of the pre-wedding girls' nights because my life is that of the two-dimensional comic relief gay side character, I guess. And we got wasted. We got wasted. There we go. Like the kind of drunk where logic isn't even in the same dimension. So when the topic of people and the hashtag girl squads relationship came up, like the genius I was, I whipped out my phone to show them the hot guy I've been hooking up with as just dumb summer fling, who turned out to be Marcus. Ugh. Rightfully so, Sienna lost her shit. Fair, no criticism from me. But then she turned on me and started blaming me for ruining her wedding. For clarification, because I'm sure this will come up in the comments, no, the wedding invitation did not have any photos on it. It was one of those minimalist designs with over the top calligraphy. That's it. Her socials only feature her. I had no way of knowing what he looked like. I don't personally think I was at fault here, but here is where I think I messed up. I very loudly and to the entire club drunkenly said, "It's not my fault your cheating fiance likes getting his back blown out, Sienna." Um,
Wow. Wow.
Shot. Okay, I feel absolutely awful. I don't know. I don't want to be the other woman, technically guy, but you get it. And I certainly don't want to hurt a friend like that. I've tried apologizing 1,000 times, but she's not interested in talking to me, which I totally get when confronted. He confessed not only hooking up with me, but also 8 different guys over the course of 4 years in a relationship. The wedding's been called off. Am I the asshole? So I guess I'll let you answer first, Jimmy, because I have a bunch of questions here. Right. My first
Hmm.
question is like, you tell me you ain't asked the person what they about.
Wow. I mean, there's just a lot to unpack, honestly. I don't I don't know. Like it seems like that story just kept kind of turkey taking a turn. Honestly,
The
holy
back blown
crap.
out thing, I swear on there, yeah, that's a crazy statement. I can't even lie.
Oh yeah. I mean, so let me get this straight. So basically, the person basically knew this. So they knew the woman that was getting married, right? And then
Yeah.
essentially the they told so they knew that their husband was going to or had done all those things, right?
No, no, no,
So
she
then
didn't
they
know. So,
just
so, so apparently, the person who wrote it was friends with
hmm
the girl who's getting married, and the girl
hmm
who's getting married was gonna live a long, happy life with her husband, up until the person who wrote it showed her fiance and explained how that he's been hooking up with this dude for a
okay,
hot minute, but
okay,
she never showed him off or showed him or posted him or explained who he was to anybody.
hmm
So the person who wrote this had no idea who he was and what he was about. Bull could have lied. He could have been
yeah,
capping. And then now a
hmm
photo popped up that he's over here hooking up with Shorty's man.
jeez.
So it's like who, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
Because in reality, like, if she don't post them, there's no knowing of them being together. And if he is blowing his back on the low, I guess.
I jeez, I would. I mean, I don't really think. I mean, the person that spilled the beans didn't really know. So, like about the
Personally,
whole situation.
yeah,
So it's really not their fault in the end. That's just logically how I would play it out.
I
You
would
know what I
look at it
mean?
like, you know what, the guy, that guy, the writer of this is, like, in my opinion, the savior, not the a hole, because
Well, yeah,
you just saved yourself from getting married and you walking into your house by accident and seeing your husband get his back blown out, basically
yeah. I mean, they were
getting
at a
his
table,
yams
so
destroyed.
yeah. So it started. It ended. Actually, ended it before it started. Like before it could have been dragged on or swept under the rug. Like God, like yeah. No, it's so out of pocket. The Geez, I don't know.
It's
I don't
some
know.
ish like,
I think. I mean,
you know what
it's
that
one of the.
reminded me of right there. I'm not even gonna lie. You know what that reminded me of right there? That reminded me. I can't remember chick's name, bro. I can't remember chick's name, but I remember hearing the story. I remember we were back, what's it called, in our last year, right? In our last year of
Mhm.
college, and as we were going through, and somebody decided to tell us a story of somebody who got clapped behind a pizza spot. And then they got clapped. Remember, they got clapped behind the pizza spot.
No.
Yes, bro. I remember this story. They got caught behind the pizza spot by one of the security dudes. And then they acted like everything was all kosher, kosher because they wanted to stay. But they were like, no, I didn't want to stay. And the security was like, you got to go. And they were like, make me go. And then he actually made her come back. That, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I was told the story. That, like, after he came, she came back. That's how the story, basically, from what I remember being told. She came back, but she had a boyfriend at the time that was at the other college across the street or some ish like that. And that's why I'm just in my mind, just like, and I thought, from what I remember, the security dude was like boys with his boy, of the dude
Mhm.
who goes to the other school. That's what I remember. But, like, this is what I'm saying. The crazy ish that we be seeing in this world. And yo, I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy and it's kind of funny being on the sidelines, right? Because you just hear
Mhm.
this ish, you see this ish, and this is what kind of goes
Oh yeah.
down and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, I'm just curious, right? Like,
Mhm.
what do you think just brings that stuff to you? You know what I'm saying? I feel like you don't just I don't feel like you just don't look for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like you definitely have been to bars and seen. So what's some crazy
Mhm.
issue you feel like you've seen at the bars?
Oh,
Especially during the college days. Like,
oh yeah. I, Let me think. I mean, it's been a while. God. I mean, like I've just seen like, just like for instance, especially like during it was like really late at night, like you just see like just crazy stuff, like in like people fighting. Um, I think I've seen a few beer bottles get thrown on the street at people once or twice. Actually, okay, now you're kind of refreshing my memory. I remember I was living on like like was it the fourth floor of our. This was before I moved in with you guys,
Yeah.
and I was on the fourth floor, and oh man, I remember it was like I didn't go out that night because we were just kind of hanging out, and I remember I was like every so often I'd look because you'd hear, you know how it is, like when we went to school, like you would hear like people screaming on the street and stuff, and you kind of like peek out and like look over. And I still remember like there was like one time there was a legit flock of people going down the street to the other bar, and like I heard a bunch of yelling, and I'm like, oh, it's just probably people being obnoxious or whatever. I went to go like close my blinds because some of the
Hmm.
light was coming in, and I felt so bad. Like there's this one dude, he was just getting absolutely rocked by somebody behind the one bar. And I was like, oh, like what do I do? Like in this instance, like I was like, who do I even
What the heck were
call?
you gonna
Like
do, Jimmy? Jump out
whatever.
the window and be like, "No, we can't do."
No, and no, the worst part was like there was legit people walking right past it,
Hmm.
like on the same street, because you know the connecting street back where like my house was and everything.
Yeah.
There was a legit flock of people, and they were just looking to their left like this, and then they just keep walking. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Luckily, I think somebody actually interjected before. Obviously, it got too bad. The guy was fine. He got up and walked away. But I still remember that. I was like, these people are just nuts. Like, obviously there's times I would go out and like and go to the bars and stuff and just like hang out. But I remember seeing that and I was like, dude, like this is absolutely ridiculous. Like,
Hmm.
I was like, I don't understand how people would get to that level per se. Because like you've been in a heated argument here and there with people, and then even if it's somebody you don't know, but like at a certain point, I always wondered because I'm like, you know me, I'm like a logical person, so
Hmm.
I'd be in those instances, and I'm like, okay, if someone's trying to come after me or try to argue with me, I'm just gonna walk away,
For
you
sure.
know. That was the one thing I always wondered is like what goes through people's heads when they get into those like situations. You know what I mean?
No, for real. When you're sitting there in your mind, you're just like, especially like when we were going to school, like everyone always traveled in groups. It was really rare. I feel like I ever saw
Mhm.
go by himself. So it was like, if it was like me and you walking, and there's like a group of like four guys or five guys that they were just like dick swinging, acting on some dumb shit or whatever the case was. It was like logically, I'm in my mind just like, even though like two of these guys look small, like I'm not trying to
Mhm.
deal with like these three other guys. That was like, oh
Yeah.
no, you weren't there that night. The night where, um, what was it? We sat there, and this is when we were with Mike. This is when we were with Mike, and all of a sudden, yo, we were sitting
Mhm.
there, and it had to be some like 6'3", like African American male, and it was like this 5'5", like um blonde lady that was like right there, and I'm in my mind. I was like, "Yo, Mike, bro, it's time." Like, bro, you know what I mean? Like, I could tell you staring at her, bro. Like, go talk to her, bro. Go talk to her, bro. And he was over here like, bro, Nisha, I love Mike, bro. I'm telling you, but like, he was just, oh yeah, I could do it, bro. I could do it. And I could tell he's cooked. I could tell he's cooked.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sitting there, and I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I'm all right, cool. And he's going, he's walking, he's walking, he's walking, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. And this dude, boom, just shoulders the shit out of the dude. Like I'm talking about, tries to like lay him out over the bar, and it was like. And I'm not lying to you, bro, with all confidence in me. And that dude's like, yo, you got a fucking problem? And Mike's like, I just want to drink. I was ready to just leave.
Oh yeah.
I was like, there's no way this is what we're doing.
Oh my god.
And yo, I had to go and I freaking grab Mike, and then his boy, like the guy's dude, came and grabbed him, and then security comes and he's like, "Yo, you guys are making a scene here." Da da da. I'm like, "Yo, listen, we got it, bro. It's all handled. It's all gonna be situated. Don't stress about it." And it's just like, it's just so funny overall. Like, I'm not even gonna lie,
Oh
like,
yeah.
and like overall, like with the experiences, I've probably only been like, if I'm gonna be honest with you, like blacked out maybe once in college from the
Mhm.
time that we've been there, and y'all all
Yeah.
left me. You guys all left me solo dolo, bro. I don't know what happened. You know, like you remember
Hey man,
that,
I needed my sleep. I
bro?
needed my
I
sleep.
was
This guy
there like,
pulled
yo, you
Irish
got, and I
Goodbye.
was like, I
That's like,
turned around and was like, you were gone. Coda was gone. Mike was mad. I don't even know what happened with Mike. Like, he was out there with us, and then he disappeared, and then I don't remember anything happening. I remember, I'm not gonna lie, I swear to this day, all I remembered is that Junior came up to me. He's like, Dan, I got you another one. And I'm like, bro, thank you. Gone. I do not. After that moment, I was gone, bro. Like, after that moment, I didn't remember anything that happened, bro. I should have, gosh, oh my lord. Like, oh my gosh. I am telling you, bro. I am telling you, man. And that's
oh
what I
yeah.
mean. And that's what I mean. It's just like these crazy things just happen out of nowhere.
Mhm.
And it's
Oh yeah.
like you sit there and you're just like you ponder it. You're like, what makes these people like do this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
But it's like how, like, I guess you could say like how dirty it gets like done to them, you know what I mean? Like I remember,
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna call names on this one, right? I'm just gonna say
Mhm.
what I remember happened. What I was told was these two people were dating, right? I knew them very well. I knew one since I was in high school, the other one since I probably first came to college, like to that school that we went to. And what was it? We sat there, and I was told that apparently when these two were dating, she ended up going to um the house that Joey lived at, to
Mhm.
go and get some sustenance, if that's the best professional way to get it. What's it called? Acquire such sustenance. While acquiring such sustenance, Shorty did not have money, so she had to, how do I say, give up something else, and so she ended up hooking up with the dealer to get her sustenance.
Mhm.
Went across the street, feeling bad for cheating, confiding in her boyfriend's friend,
Mhm.
and feeling so bad that she needed to pick me up, she hooked up with dude too.
What?
Bro, I'm not lying. This is what I was told.
No.
This is what I was told.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh hell no.
And it's one of them things where you just sit there and you're just like, no,
No. Like, you
no.
just like that's like something that like you if you're just sitting there writing like the most diabolical story that just takes
Bro, like I'm talking about like villain
turns.
art, like if like, there's a concept of villain art, but this is like villain art, all capital letters. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 3 exclamation points.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, come on, man. Like,
You know what I'm saying,
I
bro?
don't understand it.
You know
Like,
what I'm saying,
it's so
bro?
funny. Cause you know me, I lived like the clean cut life. Like, I was just busy
Bro, we were
I was
just
busy
always
just
chilling all the
I
time.
was always chilling, like just hanging out. Like, if I had to do my whatever homework or whatever, I would just do that and chill out. Like, I've heard inklings of those types of stories, and I'm just like, bro, like. Like you're going to school for all this money, like, and you're just doing all this stuff.
It's like you're really
Like
just
where
like
do you
you're just
find this
killing your
time?
mental, you're killing your heart, you about to leave college
Yeah.
broken. Like you left college already
Oh yeah.
broke, and now you leaving broken. Like what are we doing, bro? Like I
Yeah. Like
remember
what problem are you fixing?
exactly like when I was like the last year when I was doing the RA stuff, right? You know what I mean? Shout out Steve, shout out
Mhm.
Rose, love you guys. Uh when I was doing the last year RA stuff, right? And I'm sitting there, I was on duty at night. I sucked, bro. I'm sitting there, I'm playing the game, you know what I mean? I was on at the time it was over prime because predecessor ain't came out yet. And I'm just chilling. Boom, boom, boom. And all of a sudden, I hear some dude try to play hero outside. He was like, "You
Mhm.
not gonna talk to her like that?" And I'm in my mind like, "Ain't no freaking way." And I look up over because the window's right there, and I'm looking. Thank the Lord, I had the best. I think personally, I had the best view of campus my last year of college. I will
Mhm.
never ever doubt that.
Oh yeah.
And I sat there, I looked over, and I see him, yo, just stand up like big chested. As some, I don't even know what the dude was. Like it was one of the locals. So I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And the girls are laughing because they're like, yo, who is this dude trying to play hero out here? And all of a sudden, dude was like, if you got a problem, then you need to handle it with a man. And I'm like, there's no way. And he's just like, yo, listen, bro, like this ain't none of your business. and he went to go turn to the girls, and he was like, "Oh, excuse me, I'm not done." Boom! Yo, knocked his shit clean, Jimmy. I'm talking about this. Like, I'm talking
Just
about,
gone.
yo, gone, right? And I had duty in like 20 minutes. So when
Yeah.
he got rocked, all you see is, and he's on the sidewalk, and you know the sidewalk right
Mhm.
by that bar, it's a little high.
Yeah.
It's a little up there. Like, if you
Yes.
don't get your legs
Oh yeah.
up, you falling. That you eating
Hmm.
shit. Yo, straight from the sidewalk, boom, landed. Didn't his knees didn't bend? His knees were locked, just
Yeah.
tipped. But then his back went back, and then boom, right into the street. Yo,
Oh.
yo, wholeheartedly. I sat there and I was like, yo. I walked by him. Everybody's like, oh my god, someone needs to help him. I'm just with my freaking highlighter fanny pack, just walking by like this is not my business. This is not in my.
I ain't got the
It's
tool.
not in
You're
my
like, I ain't got
building.
the tools in this thing right now.
Yeah,
I
for real,
can't
all I
fix
got
it.
is a flip phone, and I think it was a Jolly Rancher in that thing, bro. That's all I had in there, bro. And
Oh
I just
no.
walked over to the next building, the one we used to live at, and then did my
Mhm.
rounds. Walked back, he's still on the ground. I'm like,
Oh, he's
nope,
done.
not my business. Keep it walking, keep it
Nope.
walking. Nope, not dealing with that ish, bro. But like, I'm telling you, I just don't get it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. Like the amount of like stuff, like at least I'm trying to think. There's probably another instance of something like that that I at least heard of, where the same thing. And the funny thing is, it always was. It wasn't like it was just like somebody like actually like causing trouble. Like say like I don't know, like bump it, like say I bump into you or something, and then somebody just starts to freak out because they've had a bad day or whatever.
Mm.
It always, if it was a guy between a guy, it was because of a girl for no reason.
Bro,
I'm like,
stop,
I'm like,
bro.
dude, I'm like, take your losses and just go home. Like, there's really no point to be like involved in this right now. Like we would legit, like the story I'm talking about again, same lead up. It was that instant, like that same type of thing. Like, and then the one guy's like, "Oh, you want to go settle this outside?" And then everyone's just kind of like, "No, like why?" And of course, the one dude's like pretty in the bag. Like he's the dude that was involved
Mm.
goes outside, and they're gonna fight and go at it, and all of a sudden, like as they're about to as they're about to fight, this random guy just comes out of nowhere and just does the same thing and just hits him and sucker punches them. They all run away, and I'm like, bro, like what the, like come on. I was like, I remember the same thing, just like clean, cold, gone, like hits the floor, hits the ground, and I'm like, dude, like, like what, like how do you escalate that from that to that? But I don't know.
Bro. I'm just
It's
like,
just it's crazy.
yeah, and that's the thing. We always had the popular bar, and then like, screw it, I'll give them a shot because they gave me enough wings and enough glasses when we were at Beer Boys back in the day.
Mhm.
I can't lie to you, right? Wholeheartedly, I was so dumbfounded by every time I went there, I was dumbfounded by something new. Like I remember the time we went there, and
Mhm.
we were getting lit. I was breaking it down. We were having a good time. Everybody was drinking, and all of a sudden, I feel something like on my back. I'm like, yo, what's going on here, bro? Like, what are we doing? Like, and all of a sudden, like, as I'm turning around, yo, I see this dude, no bullshit, with a gaming headset. You know what I'm saying? Like, a straight up,
Mhm.
like, it looked like Turtle Beach's gaming headset. And he's making out with a chick on my back. And I'm sitting there like, yo, there ain't no way, bro. And it's like they make it out on me. Like I'm talking about, they're applying so much pressure. Like I'm some sort of like sturdy column or some shit like that. Like I'm sitting there wondering, like, bro, what are we doing, bro? Like,
Oh
and
yeah.
I go and I freaking throw myself back, and they still ain't stopped. They freaking bounced that shit like it
Oh
was a
no.
pinball machine, bro. It went from table to person to table, like it was bouncing. And I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god, like this is no freaking way that it's going, like it's really going down like this, bro. And what sucked, what's crazy about Beer Boys? It was the fact that the upstairs bathroom, there ain't no lock on that bitch, bro. I'm talking about
Oh no.
if you got a shit, you cooked. You gotta go. No, anything you doing there, you cooked, bro. So I'm like, yo, you know what? I gotta go take a leak real quick. Whatever. I went in there. They hooking up in the bathroom, bro.
Oh my god. Like, come on.
And I
Really?
think to
Where
myself, like, bro, college, bro. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like to me, it's just like, what are the standards at sometimes, bro? Like, I don't. It's just crazy to me. Like
Oh yeah.
the ish that we were seeing and shit. Like, oh my
Oh,
gosh.
dude, like I know this is a little bit off topic than that, but like on that same street, because like now like it's funny because I always think like pictorially of like
Yeah.
all the different like things that happen. I'm like, okay, in this place this happens, this place this happens, and like I remember I used to park my car. You remember I used to park my car on that corner, um, kind of like where like maybe I don't know, it's probably like maybe 500 or like maybe 100 yards from there or whatever,
Hmm.
and I remember, and you remember, I used to wake up at 4 o'clock for practice for sports,
Yep.
and I would legit walk down. It's like pitch black. There's probably fog out. There's not a single soul like in existence normally, unless other than this instance. I walk down to go to my car. I'm like half asleep. It's got to be like 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know where this dude came from. There was a sketchy character. I couldn't even get a look of who it was. I literally get in my car. Like I kind of like look to my right because I've always done that. I've always like looked over my shoulder just in case. I get in my car, I turn it on to warm it up. It's like freezing. It's got to be like 20 degrees out. Next thing I know, this dude, he's literally walking down the main street, looks at me. I barely make eye contact. All of a sudden, like I kind of look down to see how warm like my engine is because I like to
Hmm.
warm it up. Next thing you know, I look down, I look up, the dude's like kind of like walking towards me. I'm like, okay, he's crossing the street. And then like I kind of like open my phone to put music on. All of a sudden, next thing I know, it's like one of those what's the it's like the Enderman in like Minecraft or whatever, like when we were kids. Literally, like you look away and you look back and it's like 2 feet closer and then
Yeah.
5 feet
It's like
closer.
zoop
This
zoop.
dude,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like literally, I swear, when I look at my phone and then pick my eyes up, he's doing a full on like sprint. It was this horrible attempt at a sprint towards my car. I don't know what he was trying to do. Next thing I know, I whip in reverse, go out. I almost smoked the gate on the way out.
Yo.
And I was like, I was like one of those instances where like even though I had music playing, as soon as I like knew I was safe, I legit look pick up my phone again at the light, press the pause button, and I just drove to practice like with no like like sound because I was like, I just need a second to just wake up because I feel like I'm still like asleep. Like it was absolutely ridiculous. Like some of
Mhm.
the like, I mean, to be honest, I was just confused. I mean, I wasn't surprised based on like most of the stories I've heard from that area, but at the same time, I was like, oh my God, like I never thought that I would be in that like setting having to deal with something like that.
I mean,
But
first time ever going to Kings. I still remember like having to walk to Washington a lot. Right, it got
hmm
me back in the day because I was like, bro, that's one. It's a far ass walk. I felt like, even though it's really 2 blocks, it's really not that far at all. But
hmm
um, in the cold, it was annoying as hell. But I remember I went out with Jello because we were like, yo,
hmm
let's go to to the lot, pick up something real quick, and then we'll go get pizza. I'm like, all right, bet. And we're walking there. I'm not even lying. Like this is to a T, one street light coming down
hmm yep.
in the middle of that alleyway between the place we stayed at my last year, and the pizza
hmm
spot is one guy kneeling on the ground, head down,
hmm
items on the floor. From afar, we
hmm
couldn't see what they are. Items on the floor, sitting there, head bobbing, nonstop, just not going. And I'm in my mind like, I'm not gonna walk in front of him. Like,
No, no.
you're not gonna walk in front of him, but this is like the shortest way to get to the lot. So me and Jello looks at me. He's like, "Yo, you got me," and I'm in my mind like, "Yo, you start sprinting, like I'm whooping his ass and I'm whooping your ass." But like, no, we had each other. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm starting to get closer and closer and closer, and I'm like, you see broken beer bottle, you see a knife, you see cigarettes, and I'm in my
No.
mind like, yo, there ain't no way, bro. And this dude, as we're walking, yo, just keep turning around, like, bro, let me find out this dude like tries to sprint behind us or whatever. Because once we got like
hmm
75% of the way down the road, booked it. We were like, we out, booked it, left, just kept it going, got to the lot, and then when we got back from the lot, we found
hmm
I can't remember her name, We found she walked by herself. I can't remember her name, but we're going. We were like, yo, we're about to go to the lot real quick, pick up something. She's like, okay, that's cool. I'll go with you guys. I don't want to walk by myself. We
Oh
go.
yeah.
We come back. Dude's gone.
He just teleported
Yo,
then at
I'm
that
talking
point.
about like we
Still
went,
away. He's
came
still away.
back, dude was gone. No evidence, no nothing. In my mind, I'm like, yo, this dude went to the shadow realm. We're about to be cooked. Like, I don't
Oh,
know.
he poured it out of there.
Yeah,
He's
that's what I'm
done.
saying. Bro
He's
just got
leaving
out
shit.
of there, bro. Like, I have no idea what the hell is in with that city. But you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
it is where we were. It has a lot of memories and everything like that. And yo, I say for a fact, we left it better than we found it. So like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then and one last like story now that you're reminding me of like the same type of thing. There's one night I was studying really late in the one building and you know the walk from down there to where we used to live. Or we lived together. I remember it had to have been, I don't know. Actually, it was actually broad daylight. It was in broad daylight. It had to have been like 2 or 3 o'clock. I literally just got off class. I think it was I forget whose class what class it was, but I was walking down the street and there's the one light in the corner, where like you have like the what's the like the dining hall parking lot, like
mm,
the one that you're not allowed to park in or whatever,
mm,
that or whatever. I'm like sitting there, I'm like looking up, looking down again, same thing. I'm like on my phone, minding my own business. I'm like waiting for the crossing thing to go like tell me to walk. And somebody pulls up to the light, like right in front of me. He's blasting music. I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm used to this. Look down, I look up again to just make sure that the light's gonna go red. And in the corner of my eye, I see like a twinkle of like a bottle. And I'm like, okay, fine. And I was like, and of course, like my brain's just telling me, just look at it, whatever. And like my human instinct, I look at it. I swear to God, it is a legit handle of Tito's in the guy's cup holder. He's just like sitting at the light. I literally saw him legit pick up the handle, pour it into a solo cup, look at me, give me a head nod, and then just speed off. And then I was so exhausted that I was just like, "Yep, that checks out." I was like, "This is like." It felt like I was literally like in Grand Theft Auto. Like
mm.
it was absolutely ridiculous. Like the oh man, but yeah, no, it's crazy. Like the stuff that we ended up seeing. Honestly,
No, I'm not even gonna
like
lie. And I'm not gonna lie. You know what was lit though? 'Cause speaking of that, where you said the Tito's, it reminded me of a story. When I was doing the RA life. Sorry, Steve, but when I was doing the RA life, right? It was a fantastic experience. I will say 100%. But what was lit was the nights that we had to go, right? And believe me,
mhm.
you know how many of my colleagues told me, "Yo, Dan, I don't know how I handled that ish, bro. I was so hammered." It's like it be like that. You gotta make it fun once in a while. You know what I mean? I'm talking about
Mhm.
like so we were going right, and I was doing rounds, and when I'm talking about the amount of people that I found, absolutely like just laid out on the flow. Like I'm talking about TKO done, whatever the case was. But what was lit were the 8 and 10 o'clock ones, because that's when everybody was getting ready. Everybody was getting
Mhm.
lit, and I would be so sensitive about noise complaints, but it's
Mhm.
because I would go and I would charge a shot tax. I would charge a shot tax and be like, "Yo, you getting lit? I'm here. I can't go. You're getting taxed.
Mhm.
Take a shot. Have a good night. I didn't give a shit what you did for the rest of the night, bro. Unless like somebody complained, which guess what? Jimmy, you live with me. How are the floors? Ain't nobody complained about nobody. You handled your
Nope.
business. You lived your life. You enjoyed it.
Mhm.
You just didn't act dumb.
Exactly.
And
As long as
guess
you didn't do anything
you got
egregious.
taxed and you lived life. That's all it was. But there's things you can't get rid of in life. Taxes and death. Those are two things that are never going. And you're already going to tax you. That was me. That was that guy. I was that guy. But at the end of the day, it was like we had a great time. And if you really going to be cheap about a shot, you shouldn't be partying. That's basically how I see it. Like,
Mhm.
I'm telling you. I am telling you, man, the college experience. And it was lit too, because it wasn't even just shots, it was food too. Like I would go and
Oh yeah.
yo, they'll be like, yo, I got pizza, you want a slice? And I'm like, ain't no freaking way, bro. But that's why I say like those people that say like, oh my god, like it's so hard, it's so rough. What about this? What about that? It's like no, it's like get their respect. You will you will earn respect and you will get respect. There were no problems. Everybody
Oh
did
yeah.
that. I was fed and I got drinks like, for no reason. People would come to our rooms and shit like that
Yeah.
before they came out. They were like, "Oh my god, we're about to get lit," and I'm just like, "Yo, we about to like." It was a good experience. No
Oh yeah.
issues, no problems. Like that's what we did, and that's what I mean.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just like so. goes to the first question. I would say 100%. Do
Hmm.
you feel not just our experience because we're lit people, but do you
Hmm.
feel like when college first started before COVID, the concept of partying, social interactions, and everything changed significantly?
That's a good question, honestly. I think it definitely changed. I think, I mean, obviously, I'm a little bit of like, I'm kind of just shooting in the dark at this point because obviously I went to school. Technically started, um, I think it was like 2021, 2022. That was before I met you guys because I ended up
Mm-hmm.
transferring from wherever I was at the time. But I think it definitely did change
Mm-hmm.
because at first, like say that first year, when I was at our school, everybody was just kind of like itching to do something, I feel like. So like everyone was like going crazy, doing whatever. But I feel like before that, it was probably a little bit more reserved. That's just how I would think of it. But like afterward, like after that like breaking point, like you're saying, like I feel like everyone just didn't even care anymore. Like it was just like every man for themselves. Like you could just go out and you would see like groups of like 10 to 15 people just doing the stuff that you would be like, okay, I never thought I'd see that in person.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just crazy. But like basically, long story short, I definitely think it probably changed. Like at least I think for the worse, at least in terms of like how I would envision it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know me, I'm a pretty laid back person. So like if I'm trying to hang out, like go grab a bite to eat or grab a drink or something, like I'm going there to just hang out, right? I'm gonna have the TV on,
Be so for
gonna
real. Have you been
watch
like
sport.
thoroughly drunk with us? Like actually, like I can't tell when you're cooked with us. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Maybe because I'm cooked already, but like when we've been out before, have you genuinely been cooked? By cooked, chat,
Honest,
for those who are watching it, it means you're really drunk. That's what that means.
I I don't know, because like the thing was, I would err on the side of like no, just because of the fact that I always knew, at least living where we lived, that anything could happen at any given moment. So I'd always like kind of dial it back a little bit. Plus, like I just didn't really feel like going like, not that I didn't feel like going crazy, but I also just like knew my limits or whatever at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I would always try to be like well, because I was always the older one of the group, because obviously I had turned 21 before I went to school. So for me, it was just like, all right, I'm just gonna sit back. Everyone's having a good time. That's all I really care about. And like I said, like you never knew, like anything could change in a clip within seconds. Like you could be in a place and then you look to your left and then someone's getting their head beaten on the floor or something for all we know. You know what I mean? Or something like really egregious. And like there was, I'll be honest, like there was times I enjoyed myself probably when we were just hanging out at the place. But if we ever went out now, absolutely not. Like I that's one thing I could never do, because like I at least like to. I'm one of those people, like I like to just chill out of my house.
You love blue.
Just
You still drink blue light?
yeah, here and there. Yeah, I switch on and off. It really depends what I'm feeling at the time. I do like to have a glass of wine here and there. I'll be honest. I've kind of
Yeah,
gotten
Jimmy, you really are
I
hitting
you know
unk
me,
status, man.
I'm
Bro's got the
sophisticated now,
pinky
so.
up and everything. He's like, he's like, I'm a wine connoisseur. Like, bro is in it now. That is, yo,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I mean, like
you're in your
don't get me
grown
wrong,
man
I'll have a couple,
status.
but
Yeah, that's sick as hell. Cause I think I switched to Michelob. You know what I mean? I got the shawty into Michelob now, and now I'm drinking
Mhm.
Michelob once in a while, Corona here and there. But wine, interesting. How is that ish?
It's good. It's good. I mean, I like pairing it with some food, like maybe like
Some
just to like have a
cheese.
glass while I'm eating dinner. Nothing too egregious, but
So what's
um
your go to wine? Like mind you, right? I don't know wine like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like what like for those out there, right, that are beginning wine and everything. Like what would you say? Like start trying, look at it. What would you say?
I think my favorite has to be, out of all the ones, I'll give you two options. I'd probably say Bonanza, which is like I guess it's a derivative of Camus, but it's
Okay.
cheaper. And then actually a one that's completely different that I don't I enjoy sometimes is what is it? It's actually the Kirkland one. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Kirkland red, it's good. If you have it with like a steak or something, you have like one glass or something, it's really not that bad. I enjoy it. I would say those are my top two
Do
at
you do
least.
you do the whole wafting thing too and everything when you pour it, or is it just
Oh yeah, come on, man. You got to do the whole nine. You already
is
know.
it the
Like,
whole
come
night?
on.
Does it taste different for real, or like
I honestly, I don't not really know the science behind it. I just think it's like kind of like a tick thing. Like if I'm, it's
oh
like if I'm itching my neck or something, it's just kind of like I'm sitting there. I'm just gonna swirl the glass,
mm.
just chill out. I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like you spin like a pen in your hand. You just kind of have like some kind
Yo,
of
you
like
used
hand
to do that all
fixation.
the time next to me, and I'm not lying to you. That used to distract the mess out of me because I whatever moves, I look at it. So it's like when what's it called? When Lou would like do something on the board, and I would see you like spin your pen, I would stop paying attention to that man like for like 2 seconds because I would look at your pencil because I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, like every freaking time. Like I'm not even lying to you. Like I don't know what that is, but it's something. I don't know, but.
Oh, I still do that now. I do that all the time. Actually, it's like my version of like a fidget spinner. It's actually bad. Like it'll be funny. I'll be like sitting in like whatever. I'll be with like a group of people and I'll have like a pen with me and I'll just keep dropping it on the table because I keep messing up. Like I don't know, but
No,
it's kind of like one of those things.
no, I'm not gonna lie. Yo, it was a lot of good memories, and I'm probably gonna say this story numerous times with you when I get Christian on here, when I get all the other guys on here and stuff like that. But probably right to close off this kind of chapter about the college life and my college questions. My favorite moment is between two moments. I will feel the one is the last presentation we had in my hottest class.
Oh no.
Bro, what I'm talking about, I have never in my life one done something like that. Chat. So to give you a more of a debrief of what transpired. So we were told to give a final presentation on whatever topic that we were in. It was mechatronics, right, or something like that. It was
I think so.
yeah, it was a final project. You had to make a PowerPoint, give a whole explanation as to what our findings are, all this stuff in between. And we decided to tell each other, guys, I think it would be a smart idea if we decided to just give each other's PowerPoints and put random memes and random stuff within the PowerPoint. When I'm talking about when we were presenting and you could not, like, we were trying our hardest, but Jimmy, bro, we were dying. I'm talking about I turned around seeing Scott's face, bro, thinking to myself like
I thought he was gonna
I'm gonna
choke.
shit myself right here, bro, like, because of how funny. Like, of course, you had to be there for the moment, you know what I mean? But like, bro,
Hmm.
that ish was so freaking good, bro. I swear, like
Oh yeah.
that shit had to be too lit. And then probably like the next is like definitely the night of when we finished senior projects, bro.
Hmm.
I've never been so cooked in my life, besides my 21st. But like to me, that was almost the second time I blacked out. I'm not even gonna lie to you because it was like we finished, we were done, and look, and what's it called? Lamar was like, "We going out," and I'm like, "Let's." Bro, it's an experience when your teacher buys you beer, bro,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's
and you're
definitely
of age,
different,
and you're
man.
of age. But
Of course.
like, what's it called? No, like, no, 100%, 100%. When you're done your shift and you're doing what you gotta do and you're chilling and stuff like that, no, life was good. Life was fantastic. I had no issue, no problems, bro. It was an experience. It was a for real
Oh yeah.
experience.
Oh yeah.
But to get to the questions
Hmm.
that I was gonna ask you, guy,
Hmm.
is so finishing college, right? I feel like you fall off that track of what we used to have, like always working out, doing things. We had our club going on, all that stuff in between. What,
Hmm.
I guess, advice do you have for those? Because you said right now you're getting back into running and everything.
Oh yeah.
For those that may have lost their spark, their motivation, because when you're done college, you're like, I made it, I did it. Now to get a job, and then you're gonna just work your 9 to 5, and then you're just gonna want to move on and do what you gotta do. I guess what is your advice to those that may feel like they've lost their spark and they're trying to get it back? To like go and do things, work out, live life, travel, find a hobby, do all this kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, like at least for me, like the biggest difference, well, at least in terms of everything, was just my schedule. Because actually, I'll go further than that. Because obviously, like I said, I played sports and stuff. So when I stopped playing, like after my junior senior year, it got to the point where I was like, okay, there's really no obligation for me to really do anything because you weren't really working for anything at that point. Like
Hmm.
you weren't trying to stay in shape for like sports or whatever. So for me, it was like, okay, I can indulge a little bit, but at the same time, like you know me, I'm a disciplined person at times where I'm like, okay, I actually have to do something or else this is just going to get out of hand. I guess maybe like the best thing I would think in that instance is kind of like for like you said, I was gonna I started running because before then all I really knew was okay, wake up, go to practice, lift, do my homework, go to sleep, and then obviously I could still nap and stuff during the day, but obviously that's not obviously an option now. Um, I would say maybe it's like one of those things where you go, you at least pick if you're gonna pick something to get something like, at least whether it's a hobby or a like an activity or something that you want to do.
Hmm.
The best way to do it is basically just find something that normally you wouldn't force yourself to do in that like for instance like say running like a half marathon or something,
Hmm.
and then in the context of that you just like literally just go on your phone, sign up for it, throw it on the on the on the desk or whatever, and just be like, okay, I actually have to get ready for this now, and then it
Hmm.
keeps you going and going and going. If there's really nothing to like work for, there's people that are disciplined. Like I can get to that point again, but at the same time, it does help when you have something you're going for. Like for instance, I don't know, like say I don't know, snowboarding, for instance, like say you've never snowboarded before, you want to get into it, you learn how to do it, and then you eventually get to the point where you're like, all right, I want to do like a double black diamond or like a black diamond or something, and you just
Hmm.
like basically just like throw yourself into it and then try to figure it out. Because you know me, I like to like figure out like problems and stuff. So
Yep.
I would say it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like instead of waiting and just pondering it, you kind of like throw yourself into it, and wherever you land is wherever you land, I guess is the best way to say it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
instead of literally instead of just like being like, all right, I'm gonna do this tomorrow. I'm gonna do this tomorrow. Like, no, like I'm gonna do this tomorrow because I have to do it for something else. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? There has to like I know that the niche thing or the cliche thing to say is like, oh, set goals and stuff, but no, that is something that helps, but at the same time, it's like you have to at least give yourself something that you're kind of forced to work for, or else you're never it's not that you're never gonna get there, but it's gonna be a lot harder.
Like the concept of like setting
So,
milestones to get to your main goal, kind of thing.
yeah, anybody can set a milestone. I can set a milestone right now that I'm gonna go make $1 million by like next week. You know what I mean? Like so,
Yeah.
like that. Like at the same time, you got to set a milestone, but then also like obligate yourself to have to do it on top of that. That's probably the easiest way to kind of get yourself to kickstart it. That's how I
Hmm.
would put it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, okay, alrighty, all right. So then I guess that kind of to your point of like being like integrating into that kind of I guess mindset, especially leaving college, and there's no really like
Hmm.
thing you're chasing. It's like you get to decide now. There's no like, oh, we all
Yeah.
are here chasing for a degree, like rather than adult life where you're like, here I'm chasing for this. What do you feel like is one of the hardest things you realize leaving college going into adult life?
I guess it's
And what
let
I
me
mean by that
think
is like
about
just
this.
to make sure I got it clear is like I guess dealing with like something that you've realized when you went to adult life, you kind of had to like accept this, and it took you a little bit to accept that kind of.
I guess the best way, at least for myself, it probably was having to having to like perpetually do something every single day. That like and when I say that, it means like for instance, I don't know, like school, right? You could always procrastinate on your homework or say like I was saying before, like say I'm like really tired in the middle of the day and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put my stuff away and take a nap, right? now I don't really have that freedom, like, with what I'm doing. So, it's kinda like one of those things where you have to kind of realize that you have to kinda push through what you're doing, but then also, like, save energy here, but then also expend it somewhere else. It's kind of just because you know how we always joke about how everything kind of like flies now,
Yep.
whereas in the past it was like, okay, I feel like 3 weeks was like 3 months, like compared to like time now.
Hmm.
It, like I guess the thing is to kind of the biggest realization is that every single day you're gonna have to do something, which I don't mind it personally because like I'm an active person. I like to run around and do a lot of different things and like
Hmm.
learn and do whatever. But at the same time, you can get way too caught into it and burn out way too early. So one of the things you got to realize is when you get into that, you have to pretty much just be like, okay, like if I'm going to get out of what I'm doing now and then like take on like something like a career, for instance, like that, because that's another thing that makes a big difference per se,
Hmm.
where I know not a lot of people have this luxury where they could come out of school or whatever and do what they actually want to be doing. But at the same time, there's something to be said that when when you come out of school, you have the choice to either do something or not do something, right?
True.
Obviously that takes consequences. Like we all have to get paid. We have to pay for things that we have. Not a lot again, not a lot of people have that luxury, and I give them a lot of credit for having to like fight through it.
Hmm.
But at the same time, you should always at least try to push for something that when I wake up in the morning, I'm not sitting there staring at the ceiling like, oh God, like I have to do the same exact thing every single day. You know what I mean? And even if it is that, you're sitting there like, okay, you think logically, I'm let me think about how to say this. You think logically that, okay, what I'm doing right now, it sucks to do like busy work or whatever, but at the same time, I there's a purpose behind it,
Hmm.
essentially. You know what I mean? Like the biggest realization is just essentially just getting into something that, or at least accepting the fact that what you're doing is something you're going to be doing for a long time. And if you're not okay with that, then you take steps towards not having to do that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it's because at the end of the day, like when you get a job or whatever, you're locked into that every single day for God knows how long. You know what I mean? And it's not like it's just 4 hours or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're doing that for an extended period of time, pretty much over. Sorry. Over basically a 30-year day is expended upon that, and even more than that, because you have to either um, a commute or b like do some other obligation ahead of time. So then your free time in that essence is gone. And a lot of people too don't necessarily like the people that they see at work are basically more their family than their family because they're just seeing that they're exposed to them more than that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So the best way to put it is you have to put yourself in a situation where you're okay, at least like confident that what you're doing is the right thing, I guess. I don't know. I could be going too far in the weeds,
No, no, no. I get where you're
but
coming from, and I guess the one thing that really does like that really did stick out to me with like what you were explaining is kind of it's like when we get out of college and we're on our own time. That's the issue.
Mhm,
We're on our own time. In college, it was like you had your due dates, and if you didn't, you were punished for yourself. But if you don't hold yourself accountable on your time
mhm.
to reach these milestones by a certain amount of time, then it's like you're never really moving anywhere because while in college you're paying for someone to be on your ass.
Mhm.
While in the world and in the adult life, like it's all you. It's all depending on how far you want to go.
Yeah. Yeah, like they're like if you go to school, they're theoretically they won't kick you out until your GPA is say below a certain threshold, right?
Yes.
Or you know what I mean? So at that point, you can kind of get by and do the bare minimum. And to be fair and honest, at least in terms of like what I think, like that level of effort sometimes like is not even close to the level of effort you have to do once you get out. Like I'll be honest with you, I'm exhausted a lot but I enjoy being exhausted because I enjoy what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's kind of one of those things where, like you said, when you're on your own time, you're kind of expected to at least be responsible for it. Whether it's you could whether you're if you're happy to just like basically have like like you know what I mean, like work 1 day a week or whatever and then live off that, then so be it. That's your right to do. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want. But if you're in that situation where like things get like like hairy, um, then there's like a thought to be had of like, okay, what do I got to do to improve?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't
True.
know. It's it's a complex thing because like I said in the beginning, not a lot of people have that luxury, kind of like what I have to do what I wanted to do when I got out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people have had to grind. They had to like grind job applications. They had to grind out like networking, all that stuff. And unfortunately, there's some people that don't have anything to show for it.
Okay.
Um, but again, I give them credit because there's like a lot of those people that are in those situations make ends meet and they make things work. Um, but I don't know. It's basically it's just trying not to burn out. That's just the name of the game. And you also have to have fun with doing what you're doing.
That is a big part. Making your job not feel like it's a job, that it's something you
Hmm.
wake up enjoying, that you want to do and that you want to go through and everything like that. And
Oh
100%.
yeah.
And it's like you feel all that, like that pressure in you to make sure that it's like what you're doing every day is that you like, that you love it, you care about it. And it's when you
Hmm.
feel like you're not, you feel like you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, you're just exhausting yourself and just basically like killing over, and you're really just really like degrading yourself as time goes on, which
Oh yeah.
ironically bounces into my next question. Because Jimmy, I know your lady, she's
Hmm.
amazing, I hope she's doing great. I
Hmm.
gotta ask,
Hmm.
most dudes that I've talked to beforehand, when they leave college, they are situated, they got the career, they feel like there's a pressure on them to have to bestow a ring to their woman. What, I guess, do you feel like in that kind of situation? Do you feel like the pressure is on? Do you feel like there is a time limit? Do you feel that it's time to show up or show out? To show up
Hmm.
or shut up? That's the better way to say it. Or do you feel as if you're like, yo, I'm here with you. We're building regardless. Your mind
Hmm.
regardless. What is your advice? Because Jimmy, you are older than me. I remember I came to you for advice at that table when we lived together. Yo, we were ready to move out. It was me, him, and Dakota, and I'm talking about I had to bring out the beer. I bring out the beer and Dakota brought out orange juice. I don't know why, but like I don't like we here again, Jimmy. What is your take on it?
I don't know. Personally speaking, I think a lot of people have always have a timeline on stuff. Like that's just how life works. Like you know what I mean? We only have so much time, all this and that. But it's gonna kind of be more of not necessarily a cliche question, but like open-ended. It's kind of one of those things where if if you're with somebody and you're as so long as you have like the proper modes of like communication and like talking back and forth, um, per se, it gets to the point where as long as both parties are on the same page, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Then there shouldn't be any pressure. Like at least as to so to speak, like obviously you want like you have a set of goals in your life.
mm-hmm,
You want to be able to achieve them. But at the same time, like obviously life gets in the way. Like you have to be able to afford things. You can't like just run into stuff. Um, and obviously you don't know if the other person is able to get there
mm,
at the same time. But the positive thing is, like I said, as long as you're out and you're with somebody that you're with, if you both have the same level set of expectations,
mm,
then at that point there shouldn't really be any pressure per
mm,
se. Um, Not saying you like when I say no pressure, I don't mean like, oh, drag it out like X amount of years because like no one's saying anything. Like obviously it should be in the back of your mind. But at the same time, you you still want to be able to do stuff like based on how you see fit and how the other person sees fit. And like I always the one thing that always knocks me off is like um and some people are happy in it, some people aren't. But like I see like a lot of trends like nowadays where people are just rushing to like get into that like lifestyle. And the one thing I always get confused on is, and again, I don't know, like some most people like you don't see within their lives like they're probably very happy or whatever. But at the same time, it's like it's so tough nowadays, at least now, um, to be able to do the like for like if this was like 20 years ago with the same like constraints
Yeah.
or the same like prerequisites, then it would be a lot easier. Nowadays, it's a little bit more complicated because obviously there's many different
It's expensive
factors
as
that
shit nowadays.
it is.
It is.
No, it's not cheap. It's not cheap, and it's a big thing.
Like I would
And
love to know what the cost of a carrot or 2 carrots were when we were
oh God
like
knows.
when we were like thoughts in our parents' mind,
Mhm.
bro. Like
Oh God knows. God knows. Like it's like I said, one of those things. It's just like there's a lot of people that they rush into it because someone else is pressuring them,
mhm,
and then it goes by or it goes vice versa, whatever it is.
the
But
ultimatum.
at the same yeah, at the same time, as long as both people have at least discussed it, um, and again, if you're like if you've discussed it and you've gone over it,
Mhm.
then it shouldn't like the answer should already be there.
Yeah.
If it's a little cloudy, then maybe it's time to have that discussion. You know what I'm saying? Um, but at least in terms of like how I feel about it, like it's crazy how nowadays it's kind of like there's two different sides to it. Like you have the side where people rush into it at times, and then you have the side where people just like kind of just like screw around and do whatever. Um, like there's no like there's two way too like two different extremes there. But like I said, as long as you really kind of just like set the expectation and the other person's aware of it and they're agreed upon on it, then there really is no issue there. That's just how I see it. Um, because like obviously we live in a world where everything's dictated by image, social media, like by especially by social media and by like I guess just we live in a world where people compare themselves too much to others.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
and that's where I think most people get caught up. Um, at least from my perception of things.
Yeah.
And it gets way too chopped and screwed because of that. Because like personally speaking, I'm not a huge fan of social media. I use it to connect with people that I like talk to every day or I'm really close with.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't get too overboard with it. And I know that there's definitely people that like there's definitely a thing to be said that it can be taken way too like literal in some cases. And I think that's where this like most of this gets stemmed from at times, you know.
Interesting. Okay. No, and I agree. I mean, I get where you're coming from with that 100%. Like I see that's a very good, I'd say a very solid stance for sure, for sure. And like let's let's close it off with something kind of funny, right? I get this, and
Mhm.
guys, I'm a use Jimmy to go and pressure the guys out there. Let's see what they think out there. So my question to you, the final question is of course in nowadays, right? I feel
Mhm.
like it's hard to find people. Like people have a hard this hard concept of like trusting one another, having that assurance. Like that's the one right there. I need that one. Like that's mine right there,
Mhm.
100%. How long do you feel on all the years you've been on this world that a guy needs to figure out if she's the one or not?
Mhm. I don't know. I, I I think it's
Like
different.
I've heard someone be like 6 months.
I
I've
don't think
heard
it's a
someone say that before. That 6 months, you should know.
I think more and often than not it's a lot faster than that. Um, as far as like because you think about it, most people most people think in terms of like what their image is of what they would want.
Mm.
And a lot of times like that can be found very fast.
Mm.
Just I mean, and it's just it's one of those instances where it's like say let's take it to a different realm of like have being friends with like like somebody else like me, like for instance like me and you, right? We
Mm.
have the same things in common, same types of what's it called, the same things that we like enjoy watching, same things we enjoy doing. Like obviously within instances you're like, okay, I could be friends with this person, right?
Yep.
And I think the same thing can be said with the other side of that, like, you know what I mean, like when you get into like a relationship.
Mm.
um I definitely think like it definitely, at least from my perception, I would think it happens relatively faster than what you'd think. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not one of those things like if you're waiting like a year just to figure that out, like I don't know.
Mm.
Or like you know what I mean? If you're like that doesn't really add up. Because then what have you been doing for the last year? You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
So
Like
you just been
what's made you think
coexisting.
otherwise? Yeah, like what do you think's been what logically has made you think otherwise? Like
Mm.
what's keeping you from thinking that?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, like, what's stopping you from figuring out if this person, like, this isn't just a, oh, we're doing this for 2 years thing and we're gonna be done. This is not a contract. This is like a, okay, yeah, that's a good
Mhm.
partner.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it happened. At least, long story short, I think it happens really fast.
Mm.
It's one of those things. Like you just know. Um, you have a feeling. There's a reason why we have feelings. You know.
For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. Oh man, Jimbo, my God, I appreciate you, man, for coming out to the podcast, brother. I really appreciate you sitting here and chatting with me for the hour. My dudes, dudettes, everybody out there that's watching right now, I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Appreciate you guys for showing up. Show your mama, show your daddy. We're gonna keep this shit rocking. We're gonna keep this shit rolling, guys. I love this ish, guys. Anybody that wants to come out, please comment down below. I'll search you up. We'll have a conversation. And if I think you cool, you hop on the show with me. And then we chit chat for about an hour and some change. But guys, keep it rolling. And I'm going to catch you on the next one.
This is how I move. I don't never lose.